satellite. It wasn't just me who took it down. There was someone else.
Who was it?
Another speedster.
I'm your daughter, Nora, from the future. And I think I made a big mistake.
Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 4 and also Season 5. So we're going to be explaining the Nora Allen timeline changes that she's done, and so I've actually took a lot of time and I've put a lot of thought into this, and we're going to be fully explaining what I think is going on, and I'll have some diagrams later to explain it in text as well, just in case you don't understand, because the time travel stuff when you're talking about it is kind of hard to wrap your head around, but that'll be later in the video. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any DC TV videos later this year. So yes, we're going to be explaining what's going on with Nora Allen, what timeline changes has she done, because she's definitely changed the timeline. We experienced that in the episode. So essentially I'm going to be doing this in chronological order of what's happened. And so it's been confirmed by Todd Helbing that Nora Allen is in fact from 2048. She's from 30 years in the future, the version that we saw at the end of the episode. And so throughout Season 4 we saw her 4 times, and they have big time differences between them. Some are months, some are weeks, it depends, but there are differences. So I'm presuming, I'm going on the assumption that she actually hops between the past and her normal time. So she just pops back and meets these different members of Team Flash. So she does that 4 times. And so in doing that, as you know, if you've heard of the butterfly effect, even the smallest change in history can create the biggest change in the future, and we've experienced that in Flash time. He saved 1 life and the future was changed for basically everyone. So she's done that 4 times. So presumably after she's done that, and when we get to that big mistake, we'll talk about that in a minute, the timeline has changed in some way. I think the way that the timeline has changed with her doing that time hopping 4 times is that now in this new timeline that has been created that veers off from the original timeline, the timeline that she's actually from, and that she's come from the future and she's gone back to the past, and in this new timeline Barry is supposed to die at the point that we saw at the end of the Season 4 finale. And I do think that Barry was actually going to die because that new timeline was created from her hopping back and forth with those 4 times. It's been said those 4 times are actually very crucial, so it's safe to say that maybe that created the new timeline. And in this new timeline, Barry didn't have a future past this, and Nora wasn't born, or any other kids weren't born, and Barry was in fact supposed to die in 2018. But with her actually going back in time and saving Barry, it creates another new timeline. And so this new timeline is the timeline that we're in now. So essentially she's gone from the original one, she's made a new one where Barry's supposed to die, and then she creates another one. By changing that and saving Barry, I think she saves herself, that she will be born in the future still, and essentially she's created another flashpoint. So it's a new timeline, it's different, and Barry's not supposed to die, so Barry lives on. And so in this new timeline Barry is saved. And then I think because her story is going to be so important in Season 5, what she's done is actually created a new villain, very similar to what happened in Flashpoint. Obviously we had Savitar and Alchemy, and now with her changing the timeline twice, I do in fact think that the Season 5 villain, because it's been put out that there's a casting call for an Immortal, is that he surfaces sometime around 2048 when she's actually around. And so she's gone back to check from maybe the last time that she's been in the past, and she realizes, oh shit, this has happened. Look, the 2048 villain is now reigning in the future, and so the future's changed. I think that is exactly where our timeline is now. And now I'm going to insert the photo of how I actually mapped this out. And so sorry if it's a little bit scruffy, but if you just pause the video and actually have a look at it, it does make a lot of sense. And I think that's where we're at now. We're at this new timeline where Barry has been saved and this new villain has been created. And in the original timeline that we were going throughout most of Season 4, when Barry hasn't time traveled at all, I don't think that villain was actually going to surface. And now with Nora changing the timeline twice, I do think that he's coming, and I think that is definitely one of the consequences of what she's done, and maybe her future's been changed. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see till season 5. So if this timeline explainer video did help you out and gave you some clarification, please let me know in the comments below, because I think this is very logical and I took a lot of time actually mapping this out. So it would be appreciated if you actually left a like and a comment, and also subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any videos like this. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make us strong, it doesn't make us weak. Tongue tied to service like